What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Game Over Greggy Show. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer slash seducer, Nick Scarpino.
Hi, Greg.
Hi. By the time most people see this, Kind of Funny Live 2 will be over, and you'll be free, and you'll be able to rest.
Upon recording this, I think I edited the last thing that Tim, the master, wanted me to edit. He just gave me a list of shit and was like, go into a hole for a week and a half and edit it. I hope it was a good show.
I bet it was an
It
awesome
looks like
show.
it's going to be a great show.
There's no way this show can fail, I always like to say. Too big to fail, right? Part of Long Island,
like
Colin Moriarty?
Yeah, everything's too big to fail.
Just like Enron.
Yep, Enron is not really the one we're thinking about when we talk about too big to fail, but
I think it was.
Well, not really.
They were big, remember?
They were big
and they were like,
failed.
there's no way we can fail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's good to be here with you. I think Kind of Funny Live will be just fantastic.
Probably was.
I hope so.
Look for the video probably in 3 weeks because Tim's tired and he's been editing nonstop. And Tim isn't here for this episode of the Game Over Greggy Show because he is editing stuff. So, the one and only Jordan Town filling in for him. Hello, Jordan Town. How are you?
Hello, I'm pretty good.
Now, you went over to patreon.com/kindoffunny and supported us at an obscene level to come be on this show.
Yes, I'm homeless now.
Do you already regret it?
Oh, not even a little bit.
So far, you've seen me shave Colin's neck.
Yeah.
Kevin has walked you around. You saw him shovel Marnie Ty in his face.
Yeah.
And then Nick got here and started being inappropriate immediately.
Well, I mean, that's really what I paid for. So.
It wasn't inappropriate. It was life advice, and sometimes that gets a little nasty.
Hey, it gets real.
But it's just that, I mean, I like to imagine like you're already delivering on what we would say the Nick Scarpino everyone imagine is, because it was just like, all right, how old are you? Like, where are you gonna go college? Let me tell you about the girls down there.
Well, because he goes like, I asked him how old he was. Right, it's a natural question.
How old are you?
17.
17 years old. Not even able to vote, buy cigarettes, or I guess you can get a prostitute, but why would you want to do that? I guess there's not really a legal age for that, right, Greg?
I guess I don't know. Zyger almost picked up a prostitute that one time.
Yeah, but Zyger didn't know she was a prostitute. He probably just thought she was trying to sell him a TV. No, Jordan and I were talking about colleges, and he said he was interested in going to UC Santa Barbara, and I was encouraging him to do so because it's a good school. It's on the beach. Good education, good scholastics. And it is not known for its good-looking people.
Oh, okay, yes. Yeah.
So it has a little bit of a stigma in a good way, if a stigma can be good. Colin, can I get a ruling on that?
I assume so. It's like the word omen.
Yeah,
where you could have a good omen,
yeah,
but omens typically
are bad. Mm-hmm. Well, it's got a stigma to it that happens to coincide with hot people, namely women. That's what I'm interested in.
Okay,
but to each his own. To each his or her own.
Thank you, man. Thanks for gracefully backing out of that. Jordan, tell us about yourself. Where are you from?
I'm from Fairfield, Iowa.
That's a long way away.
It is. Small, little town, famous for being filled with hippies.
So it's like San Francisco.
Yeah. Perfect. So they're weird in very different ways. Like,
tell me about your variety of hippies. It's like Gremlins 2, the new batch. They all have their own individual.
Like
okay.
Is there a Phantom of the Opera hippie?
Is there a fruit hippie made of vegetables and fruit?
So I don't know around when. Probably around the 70s or 80s.
Ancient times to you.
Yes. Pretty much the world didn't exist at that
point.
Right. There's a large renaissance of sorts in Fairfield, Iowa, of meditation and a specific form of meditation.
Okay, which one? Tantric sex?
Transcendental meditation. So it's taught. It was like brought from India by a dude named Maharishi.
Okay.
He kind of just introduced it to the West, and kind of anyone who was interested in that around the 60s and 70s ended up in this little town in Iowa. And now there's a private school, which I went to until early this year, where I started homeschooling. For just I got sick with whooping cough for like 6 months and just couldn't finish out the rest of the year. So there's that high school and a college there, which are just kind of put focus on like building inward as well as learning outside knowledge.
Okay.
It's weird. It's totally weird. I fully own up to that, but it's also kind of cool.
So wait, you engage in this activity?
Yes.
Is it sort of like mindfulness? Like what exactly would you? What's a good parallel or analog to it?
Sure. So it's like max the idea is like you do it twice a day, 20 minutes each time.
Okay.
And like if you can.
Don't worry.
And it's like kind of it can be as casual or as like hardcore as you want it to be.
Hardcore.
For lack of a better word,
Yeah.
as hardcore as meditation. Can
Yeah.
Right.
Listen to Slayer while you do it. Yeah.
So yeah.
Interesting.
Very
I don't think that's
interesting.
weird at all. I think that's fine.
It's what's interesting to me is the way you set it up. I thought it like burned out, that it wasn't a thing anymore, but it's
Oh,
still
no.
very much a thing.
Oh yeah, and actually in San Francisco, there's a program called Quiet Time in some of the inner city schools.
Okay.
They're doing transcendental meditation.
Is that like Heads Up 7-Up? I used to play that.
I just like it's called quiet
I
time.
think
Of
we
course
need it
is.
though. I think
San
this is-
Francisco.
I think we're at that place as a society. And as a society, we're at a place where there is just too much noise there, and you have to start training people how to deal with it. And one of those ways is meditation. And I don't think there's any. It sounds silly until you realize how fucking high strung all of us are. And like, if you took 20 minutes in your day and just sat with yourself and breathed, and there was no outside stimulation, there was nothing to worry about, and the whole point of it was just to feel good, I think you'd be better. I think we'd all be better off for it.
Sure.
Having said that, we don't do it, right? We got 3 email accounts and stuff's coming in from every orifice.
That's where you're gonna go. I knew that's where you're going before you got there.
We got to take a break for like 6 months, come back, I'll refill
No,
the
you're
references.
great. You're delivering today. You're destroying.
All right.
I love it. I
All
love
right.
the Thimbleweed Park shirt. I love the comments. You're doing
Dude, this shirt is my new favorite shirt.
It's really good,
It's
right?
because here's the deal. It's wider than it should be, a little bit.
Yeah.
And the arms are shorter. So my arms feel bigger and my stomach feels smaller. And it gives me self-confidence. So you don't understand this because you're tall and skinny.
Well, I mean,
And you have a great hairline. Get the fuck out. Get out. No.
The world's your oyster.
really is. No, I like this shirt. Thanks for getting it.
bitterness.
No problem.
For me. This is
Well,
Ron.
it's just we're already at the end of our life cycles, and here he is, ready to go.
Ready to
Take
go.
on
Let's
the
go
world.
around
brand spanking new.
Let's all go around the table. You said you were 17 years old.
17.
Born in 1999?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Ah,
Let's all go around the table real quick and say where we were in 1999. Starting with you, Colin.
I was in 10th grade.
Yeah, I was.
a year younger than me.
I was getting ready to. I was in high school. I graduated in 01. I can't do the math fast enough.
Yeah, I think I was in my sophomore year of college. Yeah, at least going into my sophomore year of college.
New Year's 98 and 99, I was playing Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, nice.
That's what I was doing in 99.
That's a good year. That's a year well spent.
Yeah.
Right
Jeez.
there.
What happened in 1999? 311 Sound System came out in 1999. Rage Against the Machine's Battle of Los Angeles came out in
Y2K.
1999.
We were all gearing up for Y2K.
Y2K. I remember spending 99 into 2000 in my room, expecting on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
expecting everything to
go
go
away.
haywire.
Yeah,
Nothing
yeah.
happened. I was like, what the
Terrified.
fuck?
Yeah. You
I was
kinda
so
wanted-
excited. I wanted
kinda
to happen.
wanted something to
You're like,
happen,
this
right?
is it. This is what I've been training
This is,
for.
this was my Red Dawn moment. I was
Yeah.
like, this isn't.
Planes are going to fall from the sky. All this crazy shit's going to happen. If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Game Over Greggy Show. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table. Each bring a random topic of discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny. Just like Jordan did, where you can support us, get the shows early, and get a whole bunch of other goodies. If you have no bucks to toss over there, it's no big deal. Head over to youtube.com/kindafunny, where we put up the entire show topic by topic, day by day, until one big MP3
Wait a
video
minute.
goes live.
1999.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't that
young
long ago, was it?
No.
I guess it was that long
To
ago.
me, it feels like it was a year ago. To him, it was literally like all
Non-existent.
darkness until he came out of the birth canal.
Dude, I was like sitting in my room playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, eating Hot Pockets or some shit like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah. Hot Pockets were all the rage back then.
Oh, I loved Hot Pockets.
It was like, why do I need a stove when I can microwave my food?
There was only 2 seasons of South Park.
Oh, wow.
That's right, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Still, everyone was still doing the Cartman voice
Yeah.
back then.
Oh, well, yeah. Did they ever stop?
Oh, that bled well into the.
You're like, oh no, it transcends time and space. The Cartman
Are people
voice.
still doing the Cartman voice? Do people still do that? Because you know how you always had the one friend that like mastered the voice, and everyone at first was like, "You're really good at doing that Cartman voice," and then he just kind of held to that for the rest of his life. Are those
That was his
people
thing.
still around? Yeah, I was like he's still doing it today. You're like, all right, man.
Like the guy that was that?
Yeah,
Oh, there was that
That's
guy.
right, yeah.
Oh my god,
that guy I
yeah.
give props to though. If you're still holding on to that, you're a fucking hero.
Because that's
Yeah,
just
do you
old.
even know of the Budweiser frogs? Did they teach you this in school?
I can't say I didn't. I missed that class. I'm sorry.
We're becoming
I-
those people.
Well, that's our whole career is founded on that. I wanted to start with you, Jordan.
Sure.
You have a really good topic, but I feel like we bullshitted enough in the front that I don't want to start with. I don't want to do a serious good topic. But have people click in and it's just us talking about how old we are.
wanna
So
call
I think we should. We're in Audible and go to Nick.
great. This is good.
Because Nick's got
This
a
is gonna
great
be-
Nick topic.
What is the biggest fruit you can still feel confident sampling before you buy at the supermarket?
I like this question. This is a great question.
And a little bit of context.
Okay, go.
A little bit of context. The other night, my wife and I decided that we wanted a dessert of berries and whipped cream. So I was like, I'm gonna go
whipped
get
cream.
some. I'm gonna get some blueberries and some strawberries. And we'll mix them up, whatever. But I like to try the blueberries first because you don't know. Sometimes they taste bad. They're too sour. They're not ripe enough, or they're overripe and they just taste like dirt. So I open up a package, and this is like my local supermarket, like in my neighborhood. This is like people around, and I try one. It's too sour. It's not ready yet. Put it back. Right. Do it again. On by the fourth packet, I look over and there is a woman staring at me, and I realize that she might think I'm a bum, like I'm a person who is just randomly has just walked up and started eating the fruit, right? And so I didn't let it stop me. I kept going, and I finally found one that was good. But then
How many packages do you have to sample? Okay.
Four.
The
Not
fourth
too bad.
was the final one. Right.
But then I looked and I was like, well, shit, I'm not even to the strawberries yet. And I looked down and I was like, could I actually sample a strawberry and get away with this? Or is the strawberry too big? That was the question.
Oh, this is the strawberry. There's two problems with the strawberry thing. The strawberry is too big, but the strawberry, you can't also eat the entire strawberry. So you have a scrap afterwards. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna put it back in the box?
That's what I would say.
You just bury it in the bottom and tuck the rest on top of it.
Jesus, Nick.
That's what I would say is the barrier. If you can finish the whole thing with no remnants in one bite.
Wow.
Interesting.
That would be
interesting.
Because you don't want any leftover just in the box to.
No, yeah.
See, I see what
yeah.
you're saying here.
That's interesting.
There's a place called Real Foods, not Whole Foods, but Real Foods. Well, if you ask, they will cut up like an orange or an apple or something and actually give you a slice of it, and then it just sits there if people want more of it, which I always thought was weird. Maybe actually the Whole Foods I think does that, not Real Foods.
A few places do that where
Do
they have
they?
like the little thing where you can like spin it to the side, the plastic thing, and then reach it.
Yeah. Which I respect, but still, it's not giving me I want to know because fruit's so expensive.
It is.
If you get the organic stuff,
Sure.
I want to know
buying
what's
organic fruit.
He doesn't
I
like
don't know.
those DDTs.
Come on, man. This
I don't
whole
even
organic
know.
thing
I
is
don't
such
even know why I
bullshit.
buy it.
It's such bullshit.
It's better for you, I guess. Who knows?
It annoys me so much because you read about it and it's like, well, there's really nothing wrong with eating this stuff that's covered in, and same thing with preservatives. It's like, I don't want preservatives in my food. I'm like, yeah, let me buy a loaf of bread that goes bad in 2 days. That sounds awesome. I can't wait to have this loaf of bread that's moldy by the time I put it on top of my fridge.
Right.
As opposed to just having some preservatives we've been eating for 100 years that are totally fine in my Wonder Bread.
Well, you gotta make your own bread. That's what they want you to do. You gotta grow your own cattle out back and make your own bread.
Who's got that kind of time?
I don't know.
Now,
You're gardening
who-
now. So
I am.
Hey,
I am.
grow the
What do you
weeds.
got?
Now-
I am gardening.
based on everything Colin just Jordan, I'd like you to tell me, since he is a fan of preservatives, how old is that bell pepper?
I threw it out. Why? Every time I point out the broccoli that's like fucking brown next to it.
The broccoli. Well, the
They were
broccoli.
left over from. I made a pasta dish and they were left over. I just
Yeah,
forgot
but
that
they've
they
been
were
left over for a long time. Is all I'm saying. That's all. It reminded
you've
me.
never
a lot,
left anything
It
that I've thrown
reminded me a
away.
lot of the limp dick cucumber you had that one
Yeah,
day.
all right, but you play this up a lot, but you leave things in there I throw out all the time. I just don't
Like
don't
all
rub it
my
in your
mustard.
face. I didn't throw out all your mustard.
You did.
You threw. I don't try to make you feel bad. You leave fucking gross lettuce in there. Sometimes I'm throwing out. You had a fucking avocado that was turning inside out on itself like a dying fucking star.
It's because I buy organic avocados.
Oh man.
That's the problem with the avocado. Is that just that motherfucker like that gonna go bad?
Ramon taught me an interesting trick with avocados. Do you eat a lot of avocados in Iowa? We love avocados out here in California.
Just corn out there.
Well, because I asked this because I had this conversation before with people. I'm telling you, in the 90s, and certainly before that in the 80s and everything, we were not eating avocados on the East Coast. They were not a thing. And I remember seeing them in the supermarket and they were fucking ridiculously expensive. I remember them being like $5, $6, $7 a piece in the 90s. Like no one was eating avocados. No one was eating guacamole. This is out there. This is a new thing. Out here, obviously, you guys have been eating
Now
it
here's
for-
what I'll time out real quick.
Yeah.
No, you think guacamole's happening in Mexican restaurants. Not at the table side guac and all this shit.
Yeah, but we didn't even, I was talking to people where I'm like, did we even eat Mexican food on Long Island?
Okay.
Probably not.
And we
growing up.
They're like,
really
no, we were
didn't.
full-blown
We
racists.
sure didn't. I remember having my first burrito in high school. There was a place called Burrito 2000 or something like that we used to go to. It was pretty good. But it was kind of shitty.
Was
mom
it
and pop
based on the year?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was. It was on 112 on Long Island, which is a little highway. And I remember that being my first exposure even to that kind of food. It was just kind of very foreign to me. Anyway, I asked that question only because it seems like avocados are everywhere now. Nonetheless, if you pull out the little thing on top, the little
You pop the top?
Yeah, and the color of that apparently indicates how good or not it is. You shouldn't squeeze it. I always squeezed it. And he was like, you should really gauge it based on that.
Thing.
It's too complicated.
I feel if you pop the top, though, isn't it going to accelerate it going bad?
I don't know. You'll have to ask Ramon. I didn't follow up with him on that.
Yeah,
particular
but
question.
going back to my original topic, it's a win-win at that point because if
You
you
just
look
eat the
at
avocado and you're like,
no, I was gonna say if you look at it, it's not right. You just throw it back and it's someone else's problem.
See, well, no, that is 100%. I agree with that. Yeah, if you start looking in, there's all these brown ass tips of avocado. Like, damn it, Colin, you beat me to this produce store. But in terms of the sampling thing, I thought that was only a grape thing. And even then,
You can do it
I
with
don't
grapes.
do it. I don't do it with grapes. But I don't do it with any fruit. Now, granted, I ain't buying grapes all that often.
You can do it with more than just fruit, I feel like. Now, I don't often do it. I like blueberries fine. I'll just kind of roll the dice. Raspberries, I love raspberries. I'll
Yeah.
just buy
Who
them.
doesn't love a good ras?
But I feel like you could do it with cashews.
Oh yeah.
I feel like you could do it with walnuts and almonds.
well, I mean, there's
But
the
then
whole.
you're just getting greedy. When's the last time you ate a walnut or an almond? You're like, this doesn't taste good at all. This is
This
the bad.
almond's all fucked up.
There's really no bad
Not smoked. It's not as past its prime.
I mean, we've all had the bulk bin experience, and let's not
Sure.
act like we haven't.
Sure.
Where we look, and the first thing that goes through your head is like, I want one of those like pretzels or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck they
Oh,
are.
yeah.
That's in there.
That's where I jump to.
And then you have to like you're sort of like talking out loud to yourself, like, I wonder what these taste like. I've never had
Yep,
these
yep,
before.
yep.
Let's go. I'll just do. Oh, one fell into my hand. I can't put it back, and then I have to put it into my mouth with my tongue. I mean, we've all done
the
that.
bulk bin, I think that's the rule for the bulk bin, and that's why you say it out loud, is that it has to be a new thing. The first time I remember
Right.
I ever went to a Whole Foods or whatever, and they had the strawberry yogurt covered pretzels in a bulk bin. I was like, "What?
Those are the jam.
fuck?" And I ate like one. I'm like, "Yeah," and bought a giant bag of them.
Yeah.
And then again, I don't feel like I can comfortably go back in there and be like, "I don't know what this is going to taste like anymore." Now I know. Like when I remember when we did that
They're
stream
not like-
here.
like they're gonna remember
Cross-referencing
you,
on-
checking the camera.
Wait a
like,
minute. He was
what
here on
the
October
fuck?
3rd. Hold
It's
on.
a part of your internal pride here, folks. Are you gonna?
You're an
mooch?
honest man.
Yeah, those pretzels aren't free. They gotta get in there. It's like when I went that one time we were doing a stream and you sent me out for snacks, and I came back with like dried tangerine with like spicy stuff on top. I ate one of those in the store because I needed to know what I was getting into.
hell yeah.
I'm not gonna buy this shoe leather and find out it tastes like shoe leather.
No, it's smart to do that, but it's like, but you feel it's hilarious that like these sort of social constructs, right? Like the morality of these things starts going into play, and yet we find creative ways to sort of disregard them because you don't want to get gypped. You don't want to buy that bag of tangerine, whatever you bought, was
Right.
probably expensive because it came
Sure.
from the bulk bin,
Right.
And if you hadn't tried it and it was disgusting, you would have been very disappointed. It gets a little ridiculous with me though when I will go down and just eat one of everything in the bulk bin. And then you start to realize that you're probably not the only person who's done that before.
yeah.
And then you start thinking how many hands have been in that bulk bin and how many mouths, or like how much shit is going into my mouth right now, basically.
Right. Yeah.
Shit
No,
in
the shit particles.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Not like
Oh, I was talking
theoretical
feces.
shit. I'm talking like,
Feces club.
Yeah.
straight
There's a lot of
from-
feces in San Francisco. You'll find out the hard way.
Oh, yeah, you're
on
gonna
the
see
way,
it.
I was dropped off by my dad after lunch. Walked in, like hung out in Golden Gate Park. Coming from there, just saw a dude pooping in an alley.
Yeah.
That's San Francisco.
And you're like, I'm walking,
I
I'm
was
going
like,
to this
all right.
podcast.
Yeah.
I'm an adult, my first time on an airplane by myself, and there's just a fucking guy shitting in an alley. Welcome to
Reality hit me
adulthood.
hard in the face and the nose. It all.
yeah, my wife and I play a fun game. And by fun, I mean it's disgusting. You'll walk down the street and look and be like, is that dog shit or human shit? Who knows?
I mean,
Most of the time, it's
50-50.
human shit.
Yeah.
You can see.
Ooh.
It's disgusting. Because most dogs don't. You're like, is that corn?
Okay.
Oh,
that's-
is
you're
that a
going too
cashew?
far now. You're going too far here.
Is that a cashew?
Why
nut?
aren't they digesting the cashew? That should,
Why don't I digest cashews?
Do you
Just
not
as an
digest
aside, a quick sidebar about the cashew.
sidebar, cashew.
Great nut.
I was at Andronic. It's a
legume.
fucking best nut. It's not really technically a nut. Yeah, but it is the best. I'm gonna call it a nut. It's like when we say, "Oh, tomato is a fruit." I'm like, shut the fuck up. Tomato's a vegetable. Everyone knows it's a vegetable. Who cares about the technical shit? Why would you eat a cashew any other way but raw?
I mean, I'll disagree with you on this, but I'll let you
Roasted
finish.
with salt, fucking
Honey
the
roasted
entire
cashews are the
cashew
bomb.
up. The cashew, Kevin, go into the kitchen and get me the bag of cashews on top of the fridge from Andronic.
Why didn't you
Won't
drop a?
Thanks.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. We got some pleasant.
Sorry,
for you.
I don't mean to
Kevin.
disturb you, employee that I pay.
I don't get me wrong. I like the raw cashew.
What are we putting them into? Chinese food dishes? I don't even know where these things are
Just
popping up.
eat them as is.
But what is?
They're on top of the fridge.
It's too tall for them.
They're in a green bag. There's not many of them left.
It's gonna be like when somebody shakes a soda machine, like the fridge just comes down on top of them.
Do you see them?
Kevin,
You okay, bud?
I
he
wiped
cleaned
it.
it
I can't walk on it.
It's
because your
it's
socks are
really
too new.
clean.
Your socks are too
Roast it.
clean.
Thank you.
You got those brand new Loot Crate socks. Oh, Porty wants to cash you.
Can you have nuts?
I don't think so. Probably not.
This is the essence. That's the essence of nature right there. That's the essence of nature. Just as it is, just as it was meant to be.
Kind of looks
Don't
like
have
a
to-
little cock
in
and
the
balls.
flaccid
It looks like a
form.
little cock and balls,
Why?
right? Yeah.
This is
So
the weird thing to me though. Like,
good.
why do we
Help
consider?
yourself, please.
I will have some in a bit. But you brought up an interesting, Jordan. You brought up an interesting point. You said it's not a nut; it's a legume, right?
Right.
It's a bean, basically. Same with the peanut. Although the peanut, arguably the most popular of all nuts, right?
Peanuts,
The cheapest of all
cheap,
nuts.
exactly.
That's why it's most
I
popular.
don't think
Yeah.
we want it to be the most popular of all nuts, but there it is.
It's so
Do you
weird to
not
me
like
though.
peanuts?
I love peanuts, but I'd rather have a pistachio.
Okay.
They've been coming
Actual
out hard.
nut.
They've even had a hard ad campaign for a long time now. Those pistachio
expensive.
people, they're trying.
I'm a big fan of the
Mr. Pistachio.
macadamia nut.
Macadamia nuts are good, but they're fucking expensive.
They are, but I get them at Trader Joe's in like bulk, so it works out well. And then Kevin eats them all.
Is that true, Kev? You're eating all?
I just had 3.
Just had 3. Okay.
They were really good.
It's fine.
Grab more.
Oh, so when
Go
you
get
couldn't
some more.
find
Why don't you
Colin's
bring the
nuts, you were just
macadamia
eating
nuts
his
too?
nuts?
I went straight. I didn't even look. I was
Gotcha.
like, oh, I want some nuts.
You want me to regurgitate it into your mouth?
Like a baby
bucket
bird.
like a
Like
condor.
Ace What is that? What is that?
Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura 2?
So I think we've cracked your case.
So what do we decide? So
It has
grapes
to
are
be
okay.
something that it has to be. It's a fruit small enough that leaves no remnants and you can eat in one bite. I like that.
That's
Okay.
a great rule. I mean,
That's a great
that
rule.
really nails it.
Right, because
That
there's
will
no.
be the official rule from here going forward.
I'm glad I could leave an impact on your life, Nick.
You did. You nailed it.
We'll get all the local SF grocery stores on the line. Let them know that's not what it is.
I want to see what kind of fruit you can possibly figure out. Like, you're going to get one of those little organic butter lettuces. You know that you're going to get.
Shoving it all the way in.
You could probably get the mini bell peppers in your mouth at one time, but there's going to be, well, you can eat the seeds.
I'm gonna.
You have to eat the seeds if you're going to do it.
Oh, I could totally do that. The question really becomes when you get to the bulk bin, what's the biggest thing in the bulk bin you feel okay eating? Case in point, the Fig Newton. Is that okay?
Okay.
I have a comment / story about the Fig Newton.
'Kay.
That goes back to Andronicos. That goes back to these things, actually, these twisties. You go to the bulk bin at Andronicos, right? You have to write the number.
Yeah.
Yep.
I hate this.
Which is a
hate
pain in
that.
the ass.
Yeah.
Some old woman ahead of me has the Fig Newtons in a bag, just like this, just like this green Andronicos bag. And she's kind of old and frail, and they're like, well, what is it? And she's like, I don't know. I'm like, I'll go look for you. I go and I run out and I look for her, and there's like 4 different varieties of Fig Newtons. So I'm like, all right, it's like the number's 1276 or whatever. And they're like, I come back and I'm like 1276, and they're like, is that the one with the, you know, with the fruit, like the strawberry filling, the raspberry filling? I'm like, I don't know. It's 1276. And they're like, sir, you know, there's 4 different varieties. I'm like, they're all the same price. 1276 is the number, sir. And they finally took it away. That's my I think Fig Newtons are a little too big to have.
Too big?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, you know what a Fig Newton tastes like.
I've
Again,
done it, though.
Fuck
I've done it.
off.
I've totally
That's
done
fine.
it.
You're stealing from the grocery
I
store.
did. I fucking stole from him.
Right.
I'm a thief.
Do you remember this? There's a classic Simpsons episode about this where there's a thing where Lisa finds out is worried about God and getting into heaven, and Marge samples a grape or whatever, and then she tries to, when Lisa gives her a hard time, so she tries to check out, and the checkout clerk's like, just forget about it. It's like, no, I want to pay for the one grape. And the guy has gonna think, he's like, yeah, Barry, I need a price check on one grape. Yeah, you heard me, one measly grape.
I think there's an amendment to that rule I made.
Oh,
Okay.
You just, oh my God, we just passed this law and you're changing it?
I think there's a certain, like, you can fit a Fig Newton in your mouth one go, right?
I can.
It's
I've
not
done
a
it.
fruit though, even.
That's true.
It's made of fruit.
And
Cake, fruit and cake. We know.
But if like ratio wise, it's probably more. No, it's more cake than it is. I can't rationalize.
maybe half and half.
Maybe half and half. You're right.
Well, there has to be a certain, like, barrier to entry to enter your mouth. Like, it has to be a certain smallness.
okay.
Because you can fit a lot of things in your mouth in one go.
You've
Especially
heard of
you,
me. Yeah. He knows me. All right, Kevin.
I think you were getting into semantics. The bulk
Yeah.
bin, the rule of just common culture is, I don't know, I've never had this. I need to know what it tastes like.
Okay.
That's the sampling.
Okay.
ability.
Then I'm in the right then because I had not had that particular like
Fuck.
whole wheat Fig Newton. It was like an organic whole wheat Fig
maybe I'll
Newton.
give you-
I was
I'll
like,
give you
this
this,
might
yeah.
taste like shit. Now,
It was delicious though, wasn't it?
oh, it was.
Yeah.
Did I get any more of them?
No.
No.
You've had your
You son of a
No, I
bitch.
never actually tasted anything at a like. So I have one. I remember this scarred story from when I was a young man. This is maybe 1989.
Yeah.
1988.
You weren't even alive yet.
What's
Young
that?
buck.
When was that?
I went to Finest. It's a supermarket
No
chain that does
fur
not
on your
exist
rocks.
anymore.
Okay.
It turned into Edwards, which turned into Stop and Shop or some shit. Now it's still whatever it is. And they had like, I didn't even like candy, but they had, it was like Halloween time and they had like the little Smartie things, I guess, right? Like
Smarties suck.
like a little thing. And I remember
Yeah.
just taking one and then immediately confessing in the car to my mom that I took one and I felt really bad. And she was like, it's okay. Like you made a mistake and it's not like going to be the end of the world. And ever since that point at 4 years old, 1988, never took a thing from anyone ever again. Not even from the bulk bin. Not even to try a fruit. Because I'm paying for that crime to this day, Kevin.
You've tried something from the bulk bin.
I'm paying for that crime to this day.
Oh, do you think that's why you're cursed? Again, this is just like I was talking about with the Buffy Angel reference, where you're just cursed. You can never have true happiness again based on one thing.
I was
If you ever
happy until
you'll-
that point.
You'll turn evil again.
That was the last time you were happy.
Yep, 1988.
This topic was brought to you by GameFly. Are you ready to save money and play more games? Then let me introduce you to our sponsor, GameFly. GameFly is the best way to rent all your favorite games before you try them. You can rent movies now too, Nick. Don't worry about it.
Fun.
They are the leading video game rental service. They have over 9,000 titles to choose from, and you can keep the games as long as you want. Go to gamefly.com/kindafunny and start your free premium 30-day trial today. The premium trial allows you to check out 2 games and or movies at a time. You can only get this offer by visiting gamefly.com/kindafunny. Now go sign up and start playing all your favorite games absolutely free for 30 days.